Is Anthony Joshua too chinny to beat Oleksandr Usyk in the rematch? It's the question that's on a lot of people's mind. Can he do it? Well, first we must address Anthony Joshua's punch resistance. You know, over here in America, UK fighters has had a reputation for a long time, this is before I was born, that they are soft and they don't have good chins. So is Anthony Joshua keeping that myth alive? I don't know, but that's something that has long been said about UK fighters. As far as Anthony Joshua beating Usyk in a rematch, Anthony Joshua has the ability to beat Usyk, no doubt. But the real question will come into play is how Anthony Joshua takes a shot. He just takes shot. To me, he takes his shots. They're kind of over dramatic. They don't seem like punches that should do that much to you, but somehow when Anthony Joshua gets touched, he just wobbles, man. You know, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. So even if he can beat Usyk, that seems like something that he's just going to be plagued with. I don't know until he shows something different. But, you know, he got tagged in the Klitschko fight, went down. He got tagged with Dylan White, got rocked all over the place. As you know, Andy Ruiz touched him and rocked him all over the place. But we count that as something was wrong. He got knocked out in sparring, whatever and whatnot. But most importantly about Anthony Joshua, he never made any excuses for any of his losses. He took them straight up like a man, accepted them how they were, and just said he was going to come back and do better. Great character, by the way. So when it comes to him being too chinny to beat Usyk, I'll put it like this. He's made it this far and fought those level of opponents with that kind of chin. So it can be done. It's probably just a weakness that he's just going to have. Like I said, we don't know what's really going on, but we know it seems that when he gets touched, you know, he can't follow through, or he freezes, or he puts too much emphasis on the punch. I don't really think that they're that bad. He's probably just somebody who really just don't like getting hit. I can't call it. You know, I really can't call it, but will that affect him in avenging his loss to Usyk? Very well so. But it also doesn't mean that he can't beat Usyk. It just means it's something he needs to watch out for. And in that case, he needs to tighten up on his defense. Anthony Joshua has a bad habit, especially when he throws that right hand. He leaves it lingering, meaning he doesn't bring it right back to his chin for protection. He just likes to leave that right hand out there. You see it all the time when he throws that right. You know what I'm saying? He throws that right, he punches, and he just leaves it out there. The other thing is about bringing your hands back, you should always expect 3 or 4 punches to come back at you. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least your hand are there to protect the castle. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. But what really goes on with Anthony Joshua, man, it really just depends on what he's going to do inside of that corner. A lot of people wrote me about Rob McCracken and how during the bout when he was boxing, he was doing certain things that Rob McCracken was yelling, beautiful, beautiful. I haven't really went in to investigate it to see if he did it, but enough people said it, so I really don't have to look at it myself. But if that's the case, a lot of times you can't say everything that's going on in that fight. And when you're listening to your corner and, you know, you're doing your thing and they're out there saying beautiful, beautiful, I mean, you're dependent on your corner to tell you what you're doing is right or either wrong. And Rob McCracken was just feeding him the wrong information at the time, which I don't know why he would tell him he was doing a beautiful job. I don't know at what point that Anthony Joshua was doing a beautiful job. I don't know why the game plan was to go in there and box him. I don't know why the game plan wasn't to go in there and step on him. That's not somebody that you should have tussled around rounds with. Like I said, I think Anthony Joshua wanted to absorb Oleksandr Usyk's accolades, but he has to understand that as far as his development, he's not there yet. He should have used the tools that he had to his advantage to etch out the win and build on those other attributes that he favors in Oleksandr Usyk. So there really is no telling, but that's not really what's going to stop him. It can stop him. But the thing is, to me, Anthony Joshua gets rocked by people who's not necessarily who we consider, or at least I consider, a hard puncher. Usyk doesn't have a lot of power. I would say Andy Ruiz don't really have a lot of power. Getting dropped by Klitschko, that's Dr. Steelhammer. I totally understand it. But the thing is, if you could take that punch from Klitschko, you should be able to take a punch from anybody else. But nonetheless, that does play a factor, and at the same time, it won't play a factor, but it will play a factor sometimes in this fight, in the next fight, or the next fight before that, or maybe he can go on a string of wins and not have it affect him or whatever and whatnot. But the point is, it seems to be more mental than anything else, and I think that he's just too worried. I don't know how you take a loss. I thought when he took that loss to Andy Ruiz, that would knock off the chill of the jitters of, you losing your O or losing. So I thought he would be more comfortable in the ring, but he's still fighting like he's trying to hold on to his O or something like that. So I'm really not getting that, but I think his corner is very impressionable to him. So I think he relies on them a lot, both for training and both for his mental stability. But he's getting fed the wrong food at this point. And if he don't get off the crack, I don't see him doing anything much better, because the style is just flawed. He has to understand that the team that he got, Rob McCracken has taken him as far as he can take him. He's maxed out with Rob McCracken. You can be loyal, but that loyalty is going to cost you. Nobody's saying you got to get rid of Rob McCracken. You can keep him, but he just doesn't need to be the head coach anymore. And it's like people are more fans of Rob McCracken than Anthony Joshua. Anytime somebody says get rid of Rob McCracken, it's like a lot of you guys out there get upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're really fans of Rob McCracken and not Anthony Joshua. This is about developing and getting better. It really doesn't matter who's the person doing it. The fighter just wants to get better. And, a fighter change trainers, change strength conditioning trainers, change nutritionalists, change everything, change regiments, change all that. Just like Anthony Joshua don't walk around as bulky as he did anymore. He slimmed down, he trimmed down to a weight where he's more functional. That's something that changed. So a lot of things need to change at the end of the day, but I don't think that that's something that could hinder him. It will be something that he will have a problem with and he will have to watch out for. In that case, he needs to double up on that defense. He needs to have some head movement, because his head movement is pretty much horrible. Anthony Joshua needs to be more mobile. He needs to be more limber. He needs to have more lateral movement. But most important than all of that, Anthony Joshua needs to know how to use his strong attributes. That is his size, his strength, and his reach. How do you not maximize those or use those to your advantage? You're a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's there for. You train heavyweights different from every other fighter. You know what I'm saying? So use your attributes. You're a big guy. You lean on these guys. You bully these guys. You throw your weight around. But it seems like they push Anthony Joshua around. They back Anthony Joshua up, and they have no business doing it. Now, I do understand with Anthony Joshua, because it's the same thing with me. I would always prefer to fight somebody my height or taller. Short guys, I have to work harder when fighting. You know what I'm saying? So short guys is kind of tricky to me. So I do understand that, but there is a way of getting around that. And Anthony Joshua's team should know that. But I don't think Rob McCracken can teach him anything that he doesn't know. Rob McCracken is teaching him to fight like him. Rob McCracken was never a heavyweight. Rob McCracken was nowhere near his height, nowhere near his strength. As far as physical ability, I would like to think Anthony Joshua is 10 times more athletic than Rob McCracken. So I don't know what that guy can do for you. But if he's not trying to improve you at the end of the day, I'm going to put it like this. If Rob McCracken have never stepped up to Anthony Joshua and told him, hey, look, I think we need to add somebody. And then that person don't have your best interest at heart. And that's just my opinion about it. But the first step before we even go to chin and all this other stuff, you need to rectify what's going on in that corner. And he need to find somebody who's going to get him the right mental. He needs to get mean. And I don't know what kind of sparring that they're doing, but whatever sparring partners that they're bringing in, they're either holding back out of respect or they're just not good enough. But you need to have somebody to go in there and knock your bell around. Muhammad Ali sparring partner, God, I wish I could remember his name. He's from Detroit. He used to give Ali hell, you know, but I always told you about Midwest fighters. But the training that you get, you know, before you go into the fight, you know what I'm saying? That's going to determine basically, you know, your output. Iron sharpens iron. So if you're in there boxing with a whole bunch of amateurs and everybody's being respectful and nobody wants to overstep or outshine you or put you on your ass, then that's going to be a problem. In that case, Anthony Joshua needs to leave the UK and come over here to America. Now I hear he's been spotted out around. I don't know what he's doing, but I hope that he's taking the right measurements for that to happen. But it's something that seems like it's going to plague his career unless we see something different in the next couple fights that he has. And that's just my opinion on it. But he can beat Oleksandr Usyk, but the first thing you got to do is rectify that corner. Lennox Lewis hired the trainer that that got hired to beat him. You know what I'm saying? So he went and got the guy who beat him. He went and got his trainer and trained with him. Wasn't no ego involved. He just wanted to get better.